Oh, bleeding out, this bleeding seat's bloody uncomfortable. I feel like I've done something in my pants, like I've pooed myself. Oh, sorry everybody. Hello everybody. I'm Captain Pervert here, presenting another Best Automatic. And we're going to be presenting, can you show some other images? Bleeding out, my bum is itching really terrible. Oh, bleeding out. Oh.
Hello, Captain Gorgeous here. The Dinka Blister Compact we are come to fare as. Well known starting in Vice City back in the heydays, to come later on in San Andreas, to Vice City Stories, to China Wars as well. The traffic's really bad. But GTA 4, as we well know it as in GTA 5, it hasn't really changed. And I always have a bit of a heart and think of history of this vehicle.
Yeah, it does give it a bit of a sore spot, doesn't it? I mean, it is classed in the sports category, right? And the reason maybe is because of the actual what it's based on, the real McCoy.
That's right, the first generation of the Honda CRX, what fed Americans.
Why is the Gimp wearing that strange mask?
Oh, it got humiliated on this episode, somebody beat him on a race.
Oh, right. So, the Americans could have picked any little small European or any foreign little car. Even the British Mini was sort of obsolete.
It was in the episodes of Chips.
But the bumpers just failed the regulations for that dangerous job, as we all know, pizza delivery people. Yes, that Honda did that specific job to feed Americans.
Yeah, and feed them that well that they got very, very obese, didn't they?
And fat. But that's how we associate America, getting fed by pizzas.
So I do associate that when I was watching 80s TV, because I'm like Knight Rider and stuff like that, we always saw pizza delivery people always in Honda Civics. Back in 1983 it was.
Well, yeah, but our strange time racing driver isn't doing that typical stereotype of delivering pizzas. It's giving out lessons, it seems like, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? That's very nice of it.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So, didn't Honda want to develop a Formula 1 engines back in 1983? They came back doing that, but with the oil crisis, they sort of went economically.
Just let me interrupt you, right? You got it wrong, right? Because they created a sports car in the end. You know, the Impala Sports CRX. Now, the C stands for Civic, R for Residence, and X for Experiment.
Right, that's a bloody mouthful.
Alright, you don't have to swear. Its wheelbase was 86.6 short, right? And it was really light to 1,800 pounds or 1,900 pounds. It depends what body trim you had.
Right.
And it came with a 1.3 litre 4-cylinder, or you could get the 1.5 cylinder. I mean, that did like about, up to embarrassing, like 0 to 60 in 10 seconds or 12. Nobody didn't really know.
Alright, not much good advice there, have you?
Well, I'm doing my best.
Why's that other car gone down that cliff for?
I don't know. Hell, back in 1985, they actually introduced the Honda RCX SI.
Didn't they? So we're going to see some footage of the Gimp doing his own test track and getting beaten, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going for the humiliation of that again. But don't forget, this vehicle wasn't actually created to be a sports car.
Well, the actual original, yeah, it wasn't, was it? I mean, it had bleeding torsion bar suspension, didn't it? I mean, it was the second generation where it had beaver spring suspension, didn't it?
Yeah, maybe that might have affected its performance, because look what happened to the Gimp.
Oh, is that on his own test drive?
Yeah. I don't know, he's been challenged by Audi, isn't he? And, you know, well, obviously...
It is its own test track, and, I mean, look, you can tell by the driving of that other racer that they're quite struggling, they're all over the place. I mean, lack of the skill of our time racing driver can do.
You mean not so tame racing driver, because it's not really that good.
Well, now
that wouldn't have happened with the second generation CRX SI.
Did it have double wishbone suspension all the way around on coil over shocks as well?
Well, yeah, and it had a beaver axle, didn't it?
I think, yeah, that's the first generation. I mean, Rockstar's trying to replicate this car is more or less the realistic thing itself, isn't it?
Yeah, because it wasn't designed to be a actually hot hatch sports car, whatever hybrid thing it was.
I know, what mixer combination it was, that vehicle. But we've got it in the game, and it's been in the game for many generations of GTA, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So we're on to this player what's beating our Gimp, to name and shame our Gimp and embarrass, you know. Could you just imagine that player bragging to it, all these online players on GTA that say, I've beaten the Gimp.
Why are we seeing images of this location?
Oh, I think the Gimp is scouting for a location.
We've been there, haven't we? We drove on that road.
Yeah, we did, didn't we, with buses on our Christmas special it was?
Yeah, we did. I mean, why is he scouting that area?
I don't know. Maybe it's for the next challenge he's going to do with this vehicle.
Well, maybe.
I mean, I don't get it. Why are we seeing the Gimp, you know, what is it doing? Sightseeing in a helicopter?
I mean, it's bleeding dangerous where he is. You know, even flying a bleeding helicopter, you can get that downdraft, you know. I mean, that's what pilots suffer. And driving in a canyon and all that lot.
I know it's just bleeding risky, but why? I mean, anybody who drives on that on the snow, and say if he took a learner driver, that would be, you must hate that person, wouldn't you? If you took somebody unexperienced to go on that road.
It is so treacherous, everyone. You want to avoid it.
Interesting consumer advice, but we need more advice about how our not so tame racing driver can take our pizza delivery car,
the CRX, round our test track. Now, I got rumoured that, you know, Jackson Racing, Mugen, you know, in the SCCA Class GT,
yeah,
that they actually built a CRS with a 1.5 litre with 165 horsepower for racing, and it won against even higher potential vehicles.
Wow, that's so brilliant advice. And we'll maybe watching our team racing driving still going around our track.
I'm trying to do something intellectual.
Yeah, you rubbish. Yeah, shut up.
What? Okay.
Yeah, do what you're told.
Yeah, but I've got quite some interesting advice. It's a racing Pegabry vehicle. I mean, Randy Post drove a TC CRX, right, in the 90s and won races with it.
So, what's that meaning?
I mean, in this little hatchback little car wasn't meant to be some form of little racing car at all. It was meant to be an economical, fuel efficient vehicle, and it's in the game, and this is why people don't understand why it's in the sports category.
Well, it's not mostly the fastest, is it?
Well, yeah, but it's, you know, it's, you just,
Shut up!
don't tell me to shut up. I mean, that's just bloody insulting.
And don't be swearing on our program, we might be good entertainment.
Yeah, well, it's like this great big Steve Pill, what is a killer for little small European cars, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's to test our performance in it. I mean, look, the Gimp's still got it flying, though.
Yeah, and we're going to see how good it is on our scoreboard.
I mean, that's if it manages to reach on that scoreboard.
I mean, that's not too much of a bad time, is it, for a little hatchback? Is it?
Well, not really, but they are.
So, we're going to move on, aren't we?
So, now we're on our Gimp's challenge, aren't we?
This is what we're reviewing, or it looks like it's doing something. It's looking down there. Oh, wait a minute, what's going on there?
I don't know.
Oh, wait, it's that learner driver. I mean, it's a proper learner. It's just rolled the vehicle. Well, what are they driving down there for?
Well, I have no clue.
Mate, right. I suppose us them pizza delivery people have to learn how to drive the, you know, the Honda CRX. I mean, it was a cheap, very cheap vehicle. It was. I mean, a lot of people might want the, you know, the Golf GTI, you know, and it was a lot cheaper, and it was even economically better than that, you know, with fuel efficiency, and it could outmaneuver it and all.
You kidding?
Oh no, I mean, that's why you always associate America of them pure of that image.
What image?
Pizza delivery people. I mean, America would not be around if it weren't for pizzas.
Yeah, that Italian posh toast, isn't it?
With that melted cheese and over toppings they could have. Now, the conditions of being a pizza delivery person is they have to be trained professionally by getting that pizza delivered at a certain time before it goes cold.
That's why they have them bags and stuff.
Yeah, but if you notice the conditions as our Gimp is teaching this new student of a futuristic, maybe pizza delivery person.
Right, you're really milking this, aren't you?
Well, how do you think these get trained? I mean, look at the conditions of the weather. We all associate that America's like sunny California all the time, all blazing sunlight and that, but most of the majority of America is always full of bleeding snow, isn't it? And you think about snowy weather, icy conditions, that your pizza is going to get cold, and you've got to learn how to drive that vehicle in winterous conditions. I mean, look how bad that driver is. Straight away, first bend, it's coming up a hill. Yeah, they have hills in America, and we all presume that it's all nice and flat over there, but surely they've got like bends in the roads and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, it's just typical stereotype of us foreigners thinking of America, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So, the Gimp is going to be waiting for the bleeding learner, aren't they? Because I just realised where they're going.
Yeah, we know, we've been there with buses.
Yeah, the most dangerous road. And that is a good test to teach proper, you know, pizza delivery drivers.
What? Pizza delivery drivers go in worse conditions?
Well, you think about it, the most dangerous roads could be in America. I mean, they're not all more listed on the maps and all that, look. I mean, pizza delivery people have to learn about shortcuts and get their pizzas right on time, because isn't there a time scale? If you order a pizza, it's not there at a certain time, you get the pizza absolutely free. And that car actually saved a lot of pizza delivery people, and that made them more wealthy as well, because you're guaranteed if you got your pizza at a certain time, you're guaranteed you got to tip that pizza delivery person. And they used to make money because, as you know, that the vehicle didn't burn much fuel, even how much you thrashed it.
Yeah, it did. I mean, now if you're speeding with a vehicle, it's gonna consume a lot of fuel.
Well, yeah,
It's not exaggerating too much. Now, they are driving on that most dangerous road, and we got to think about, the conditions are very hectic, aren't they?
well, yeah, they are. I mean, we got to think about, if anybody was tempted to drive on that road in the snow, we're not a really great vehicle.
I mean, that vehicle is great. It saved America.
I mean, yeah, but it's so underrated. Do you see many players actually driving that vehicle? Even most players can get that vehicle absolutely, totally free.
And that's one reason why they don't have that vehicle.
Why?
Because the learner drive is just driven off a cliff.
Well, that's their bleeding stupid fault. I mean, look how the gimp is. That vehicle is intact, Christine order, and it's made that track. Look, that makes America proud. Surely that little Japanese European car saving. Yeah, nah, it's just.
Would you have one?
No,
Why?
because it's not rubbish for racing.
On that worthless consumer advice, so it's time on that melted snowball to end the show.